In honor of Reggie Fils-Aime retiring from Nintendo, we will be sailing off our Nintendo DSi into the sunset. Oh, and we won't be getting it back. So, hope you guys really liked that intro. Finally back here on my set, but unfortunately with some pretty sad news here, and that is, you heard it, Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aime is retiring. So as of April 15th, he will be stepping down, and in his place will come, ready for this name, Nintendo of America Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Doug Bowser. Yes, named similar name to, a certain bad guy in Super Mario Brothers. But in all seriousness, I really wish the best of luck to Doug Bowser. I hope he does a really good job handling Nintendo of America and working well with his colleagues at NCL, which, by the way, for some people out there who don't know what NCL stands for, NCL is Nintendo Company Limited, basically Nintendo of Japan. So I'm wishing him the best, wishing Reggie the best, and I'm really going to miss him. Before I get into my thoughts, I have quite a few quotes here from the higher-ups at Nintendo. I'll start off here with word from Nintendo Worldwide President Shuntaro Furukawa, and he said, quote, "I really appreciate everything Reggie has done for Nintendo. Inside and outside our company, Reggie is known as an exceptional leader. We are grateful that he is leaving the business in good shape with strong momentum. While we will miss him and we wish him the very best in his retirement, we are also pleased to have such an able successor ready to step into that role. Doug Bowser and the rest of his team will ensure a seamless transition and continued momentum for Nintendo." Reggie himself had this to say, quote, "Nintendo owns a part of my heart forever. It's a part that is filled with gratitude for the incredibly talented people I've worked with, for the opportunity to represent such a wonderful brand, and most of all, to feel like a member of the world's most positive and enduring gaming or community. As I look forward to departing in both good health and good humor, this is not game over for me, but instead leveling up to more time with my wife, family, and friends." And I actually have a quote here from Doug Bowser himself. This is what he had to say, quote, "It has been my great fortune to work with and be mentored by Reggie for 4 years at Nintendo of America. And rest assured we will continue to build on his work and to evolve and expand our brand, furthering Nintendo's global mission of creating smiles. There are millions more of those to come." So I figured to spend this video talking a lot about how I felt about Reggie over the time that he was at Nintendo of America, and also kind of go over my qualms, because as much as I've been a Nintendo fan since the GameCube days, I didn't want to make this video just typical Nintendo fan. Oh, we're gonna miss you, Reggie. You were super, super amazing. I'll go over a couple of the qualms I have with him, but overall, I'm just really gonna miss him. This whole day honestly has just felt really glum to me. But I'll get into how, because the reason I really enjoy Reggie, my differences aside, he's such a domineering personality and a really likable person. Anytime we see him in things like Nintendo Direct or the Nintendo E3 Commerce, he comes off as this really friendly guy, and especially during the E3 conferences, he had such a presence, this really commanding presence, really, really amazing speaking skills. God, I remember watching the Nintendo 3DS when they had the presentation before it was coming out, and even my dad was like, wow, this guy is a really good presenter. And yeah, Reggie definitely is. He definitely knows how to uphold Nintendo's brand. And up until now, I would say, because when I'm considering what Reggie has done for Nintendo, I'm considering more so the stuff that's related more to Nintendo of America. I would say up until this point, he's definitely done a really commendable job, especially with the sort of rebirth of Nintendo following the release of the Switch. Because when the Switch came out, it was kind of like this sort of renaissance for Nintendo. Even though the Wii U was definitely a really good console, and I liked it myself, I definitely felt the gamer drought, and I didn't feel this myself. Like, in terms of the marketing, I was able to get that, okay, this is Nintendo's home console successor, and even my family was able to get it. But for others, it was like, and I think you could even see it through the sales of the Wii U. It was definitely a really confusing, because it's like, is it just a Wii with if a tablet controller? Because even trying to, like, I'm trying to imagine explaining the Wii U to like let's say somebody who, let's do this kind of business 101 scenario where you're practicing selling a product to somebody, and you're going up to somebody who's never heard of the Wii U before, and they're like, oh, the Wii U, is it an HD console? Like, what is this? Is this basically HD version of the Wii? No, it's got its own games. It's got a tablet controller here, the Wii U gamepad. So it's a Wii with a Wii U. Like, is it the Wii U just the tablet controller? No, it's a new console. It's a new console with the tablet controller. So the Wii U is an HD Wii with the. You see it. Like, I could definitely see why it was confusing for a lot of people in terms of what the Wii U actually was. Great console, by the way, especially like towards the end of its life. I started playing a lot more of its games, and I discovered some really great ones like Yoshi's Woolly World, but I could definitely understand why. But I would say my qualms with Reggie, some of them I don't even like necessarily give him all the blame for, or like I think some of them was kind of funneled through NCL themselves, but some of them included like how, like I said, marketing the Wii U in America, even though it may have spoken to Nintendo's current audience at the time, it wasn't really clear to their external audiences. And of course, Nintendo's relation with third-party support, which third-party support's really a gray area to me, especially in terms of the Wii U, because I know Reggie himself has expressed support for much more Wii U third-party support, even when it was looking kind of grim. I wouldn't be surprised though with what happened with the Wii U. Was initially they were going really big with third-party support. Like, I remember I saw that sizzle reel where they announced games like Ninja Gaiden 3, Darksiders. Some of the games didn't make it, like we didn't see Metro Last Light come to the Wii U, but what I think happened was Nintendo was hoping, okay, we want this to be like the sort of console you can get third party and our first party games on. But then when third parties started to dry up, especially when the PS4 and Xbox One started coming out, they were like, okay, what do we do from here? So that's what I honestly think happened. I wouldn't go as far as to say Nintendo didn't give a hoot about third parties. I'm kind of the opinion where Nintendo kind of prioritizes their first party games first, but I wouldn't go as far as to say they treated their third parties, especially like when we're talking about Reggie's tenure, as if they're just kind of second in, place in that kind of stuff. So that's kind of more gray area to me. What matters to me more is that Reggie had, such a great presence, really likable figure. God, I remember my sister, she used to be in the video game club at her college, and they actually got the opportunity to go to GDC and meet Reggie. Like, when I hear stories like that, and I even visited a PR firm in my job search where Nintendo was one of their clients, and the people that worked there really, really like Nintendo. Like, at the time, it was when the Nintendo Labo was coming out. I remember one of the employees there said, I served lunch to the president of Nintendo. And when I heard her say that, like, obviously in the present moment, I wasn't freaking, but in my mind, I was like, who is it? Who are you talking about? Because she wasn't being, like, really clear. Like, by Nintendo president, I wasn't sure if she meant, do you mean you served Iwata lunch when he was still alive? Did you serve Reggie lunch? Or was it Tatsumi Kimishima or Shintaro Furukawa? I mean, unfortunately, I really should have asked her who it was. But just hearing that, I'm just like, oh my god. Like, if I got the chance to interview Reggie just like I interviewed Darren FC and Ricky Simons, I definitely would have. And, it definitely would have given him a chance for me to go up to him and say, hey, I've been a Nintendo fan pretty much since you've been part of the company, and and I really like the work you do. What matters now is that Nintendo is in really good shape, especially when you well, Nintendo worldwide, but when you even just look at Nintendo of America, I would say they're definitely in a really great spot. Reggie himself admitted that one of the problems with the Wii U's marketing was the name was it kind of made it unclear as to what kind of a system it was. And he said in the GameSpot interview that, look, the Nintendo Switch, it's a home console that you can take with you on the go. So he is a person that does admits to like Nintendo's faults or when they screw up and that kind of stuff. And I thought that was really great of him to do that. And he was also definitely a really enthusiastic guy when, you would see him come out on stage and talk about all these amazing products. Like I remember when Nintendo first announced the 3DS Zelda game A Link Between Worlds. I think he even said that he admitted that one of his favorite games was A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. So I definitely feel he was a really passionate guy. I do feel really bad in the sense that Reggie has kind of been, like, he's always been the sort of target for memes, but he was kind of well known for knowing that there's a demand for Mother 3, which is the sequel to Earthbound. Haven't talked about it here too much on this YouTube channel, but I know that, he was I remember one of the memes was in the Nintendo Digital event when somebody said, "Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3!" And even in that exact GameSpot interview I just mentioned, he was like, I know people have been asking me about Metroid and Mother 3, and talk to me in like the next 12 months, and we'll see where it goes. So I feel bad in the sense that it sounds like he's stepping down before Mother 3 can be brought to America. I know there's been a lot of trouble because of cultural differences and that there's things in Mother 3 that may cause a lot of controversy in America if it's released there. I personally want the game to be released in the States, but I do feel really bad that it sounds like Reggie's not going to be able to be the one announcing that, hey, Mother 3 is coming to America, but you never know. I mean, somebody on Twitter today brought up that maybe they'll bring him back as a surprise in terms of he gets his chance to announce that Mother 3 is coming to the States. I wonder if he himself got the chance to play the game. I wouldn't be surprised, especially since he worked with the people at NCL. I'm sure that I hope he got the chance to play Mother 3, but I do feel bad in that sense. As to where Nintendo is going from here, I don't know too much about Doug Bowser. I had a brief look at his LinkedIn page, and he definitely has his work cut out for him, and he himself said that he's been working with Reggie over the last few years. I'm just wondering more in terms of how is Nintendo going to present this guy, because when we look at Nintendo, say, 5 years ago compared to today, or even something like Nintendo 10 years ago compared to today, back then where Reggie and Iwata were definitely the faces of Nintendo. And nowadays, we don't even really see the Nintendo president in Nintendo Directs anymore, or I don't know if it's just me, but I don't even see Reggie all that much. He's still definitely there, but in terms of like Nintendo Directs, it just seems like they gave all the attention to Yoshiaki Koizumi, which I don't have a problem with Koizumi, but I don't know, to me, he doesn't come off as that kind of super recognizable face, the kind of person that Iwata was or Reggie was. So I'm wondering, is Doug gonna be is he gonna become sort of the new face of Nintendo of America, or is he just gonna be used to basically just use him for management, and he's good with money and that's all they're gonna do? So I don't know. I just hope that Nintendo keeps going with having their executives and developers come out, and they do, but it was nice back in the days when you had, Jesus Christ, remember that one Nintendo digital event where we literally saw Iwata and Reggie get in that Smash fight? It's so mind-blowing, and it's just we still see it today. Yes, Nintendo developers still come out and talk about their games, but in terms of management, it feels like the management is taking a bit of a backseat. So I hope I would have to see more of Doug Bowser, but I hope they use Doug to not only use him as a good manager of Nintendo of America, a good president of Nintendo of America, but also just in terms of he kind of becomes the new face of the company, and he comes off as this really enthusiastic guy who's really excited to tell you about the next Mario game or the next Zelda game, or maybe down the line, Mother 3, which. So I definitely wish the best to Doug Bowser, it's still that name, and I really wish the best to Reggie. I mean, differences aside, he was definitely a really big part of Nintendo, and I really enjoyed like seeing in him like pretty much ever since E3 2008. I know E3 2008 was not a really good one for Nintendo, but I've seen Reggie for this long, and he's come off as this really friendly but really commanding and passionate person whenever he's in the eyes of the Nintendo fans at events like Nintendo Direct or E3 and so on and so forth. And I'm definitely really gonna miss seeing him. So, but please post your thoughts down below. When I started getting into Nintendo was basically when Reggie, started taking charge of Nintendo of America. So please post your thoughts down below. How do you feel that Reggie is leaving? And name your favorite Reggie moment. Do you like the moment where he came out at E3 2004 and he was like, "My name is Reggie and I'm all about kicking ass"? Or do you like how he showed up in the Nintendo Digital event as either the Muppet Reggie or Robot Chicken Reggie, when he ate the fire flower and shot fireballs at the guy who was like, "Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3." Name your favorite Reggie moment down below. And for all you Mother and Earthbound fans out there, can you give me some tips on how to get good at Earthbound? I mean, I hear people say it's such an amazing game, and I played the beginning part of it, and I'm okay at it, but I'm not so good at JRPGs. So if you guys have any tips beyond the Earthbound strategy guide, please let me know. And let me know your thoughts on Reggie down below in the comments. Definitely, me and my sister are really going to miss him. So until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell to get notified when I release my latest videos. Follow me at Blood Moon Bobby on your favorite social media platforms to take part in polls, see my tech tips, and to hear about my video plans. Thanks for watching.